Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to take a look at Super Metroid on the SNES. If you've never played the game before or saw my previous Metroid review, then it's a bit of an action adventure I suppose. As I said in the last one, I'm not particularly that great at choosing out genres and the likes. But anyway, at the start here, this one's a hell of a lot more advanced than the first Metroid because this is actually the third Metroid. There was a Metroid on the Game Boy, which I really hope they release Game Boy games on the VC because I did used to like that one, so I'd definitely buy it back. Anyway, at the start you've got things like data copy, data clear, which obviously that's copy your file, erase your file, and then you can choose the files. I'm just going to start on this one, which has a little bit of gameplay on it, just simply because like there's loads of story and likes at the start of the game that you can't skip. So I just want to get in and show you the gameplay because that bit at the start is pretty boring if you've read it a million times before. So anyway, there's also things like options and the like, so you can choose your controls if you want to, but the standard controls are pretty good, although on my main file I do actually have a custom setup because I like one or two things in different places. But anyway, the whole point of the game is it's same as the last one. You basically go left to right, up and down, all sorts of things, finding enemies to kill, getting energy, and then you can also find new weapons and the likes. Basically at the start you start with just a gun and the likes and nothing else, and then you have to go around and you have to collect your morph ball here, and the morph ball allows you to go through tight gaps like this. You can also collect missiles, which obviously the missiles will, missiles, you fire them instead of firing lasers. They'll open special doors for you just like in the last one, although to be fair I did forget to mention that they'll open the red doors I believe on the last one because they open the red ones on this one. By shooting enemies you can get energy and ammo out of them obviously, so it's just your typical action adventure game. The whole point is you have to find new powers to take it to new places, so you'll be able to find things like high jumps and double jumps and stuff like that, or this X-ray device which I'll actually show you a little bit later on, which allows you to see through the like the walls and the likes to find other things. This here is the bombs. This means that I can turn into a morph ball and use bombs. You could get on the last one as well, but obviously I wasn't able to show you. This one I'm able to show you a few more of the items because there's a lot more to do on the game, so I can show you a few more without ruining basically too much of the game. This is also a bit of a boss battle, so I'll be able to show you this because on the last one I couldn't really show you much. So here we go, just trying my best to kill him. Unfortunately I forgot that there was actually a boss in here, so I didn't stock up on anything. No, no likely he's going to kill me now. Oh well, if he does, then basically this one has actually got proper save points, so it'll just take us back there. Obviously I won't have my bomb or anything, but I don't need to worry about it or anything because I can know where it is and I can just come back for it. And to be fair, I can just now show you the other file which I've got prepared with other things on it. So, no, I don't want to continue, just want to go to the title screen. While I'm here actually I can pretty much mention about the custom controls again. You can't fully customise them, unfortunately there's two buttons which you can't change, which is a little irritating because they are two buttons that I'd really like to change. So it's no one else seems to complain about it or worry about it because they really like the standard controls. It's just that I do like to customise things, and in this day and age I think it wouldn't be much trouble for Nintendo to add a customisation option on all of their VC games. But anyway, as you can see, I've got here I've got the freeze gun now and the charge gun, so I can charge my shots up. I've also got power bombs, sorry, these are super missiles first I believe, so they're much more powerful. I've got power bombs, so when I turn into a morph ball I can do that. And I've got this X-ray device which basically you hold the button and then you can view through walls, so if there's any hidden items there you can do that and find the secrets better. So that's about that then. I've also got a hell of a lot more energy if you notice in the top left corner. So that's pretty much everything I've got to say about it. This one has got the map, the last one obviously didn't. This one you can quite easily just push start and find out where you have been and where you haven't been, so that makes the game a hell of a lot easier. Lifespan wise, it's the same as the last one. Some people can beat the game in a couple hours, dead easy, because they've played it that much. If you haven't played it however, it will most likely take you a good few hours because it's one of those things where you won't know where to go, you will get lost. Especially if you play another game, and by that I basically mean this is kind of like the Castlevanias on the GB and the DS, where if you've been playing it for a week and maybe you're starting to get a little sick of it and you want to play something else, no doubt you'll play something else for a week and then you'll go back to it and you just won't remember what you're up to. So this game lifespan wise, it will take a long time the first time, but there are people who can beat it in a couple hours, because you can get actually different endings by doing better on it, by collecting more percentage of the items and by beating it faster. I mean, here, this file here, I'm just messing about and I'm already at 3 hours 53 trying to find a load of secrets whilst beating the game, whereas, as I say, most people would have beaten the game by now. So that's about that then. I'll let you listen to a bit of the music, because I always love the music on the Metroid games. It's just a shame that on Smash Bros Brawl they've started to put words to it, which really is irritating, because I don't like the words to it. I don't like the words to the Sonic music either that they've been adding for years. So there we go, and that was a bit of the music. Don't really know what else there is to say on this one. Obviously you've seen is that I can actually fire diagonally now, and I can just fire straight down. It's something that the last one didn't have, and it's obviously it was a NES game, so you can't really fault it for that, but it's one of the things that made the game a little less enjoyable for me and makes this one a hell of a lot better Metroid. So pretty much nothing else I can say though really. Graphically, as you can see, the game is superb. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel, because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.